What's up, tubers? Tio here, Simplistic Fishing, back at you tonight to continue our lake breakdown series at Kerr Lake, or what's also known as Bugs Island. We've been working on this Steel Creek area, which is the far southwestern corner, really, of Kerr Lake. But we are actually on video number 2. Video number 1, we started up there around the Henderson boat ramp, worked our way south, and now we're kind of working our way back up to that boat ramp. This is a good one. There's some really cool looking spots that we were able to uncover, and hopefully it's going to help put you on some fish. Let's go. Welcome back to the Google Earth side for Kerr Lake, or what we also know it as Bugs Island. If you've missed any of the lake breakdown videos before, we've actually done quite a few of them on different sections of this lake. We've got this lake broken down into multiple sections. We've got the Bear Creek area that's going to be over here, more farther over to the west side of the lake. Kind of splits between the two states there. We've also got the Bluestone area, which is really up here, basically from the highway all the way up the river there. Then we've got the Eastland Creek area. That's going to be this area over here. You're going to see that. We've also got the Island Creek area. It's going to be this whole area right in here. Ivy Hill, which is this whole area. This lake is giant. Okanochee or Okanichi, that area right in there. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Then we also have the Palmer Point, Rudd's Creek up there. We've already done Rudd's Creek, and we are actually in the middle of the Steel Creek area. So if you missed any of those breakdown videos, don't worry. I don't have them all completed yet, but the ones that I do have, they are out there under the lake breakdown playlist. So just go out, check that out on our channel, and be sure to see those. You can also always go out to our website, simplisticfishing.com, and buy these waypoints. And we've got all the areas broken down for you and a picture of each section so you know which section you're purchasing. So let's go ahead and jump into the Steel Creek area tonight. Last time when we started on this, we actually started up here, right there at the basically at the border. We started right here at the Henderson Point campground. And what we did is we started on this side. Actually, we started a little bit further up here. I guess I should take all this offshore stuff off so it's not so confusing. But we basically started right here. And from there, we worked our way down the bank line. And our goal is we're going to work our way all the way down and then back up the west side until we get back up to that Henderson Point. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We actually ended right in here last time, right off the edge of this point. And so what we're going to do before we start is let me just show you real quick on the left-hand side how we have this thing broken down. So first off, we've got it broken down by attractors. So these are going to be different types of attractors that the state fisheries have put out there. You can see that there's multiple ones in this area for sure, in the Steel Creek area. So you want to go check those out. Even if they weren't there built for bass fishing, they are still great places to go find bass and other types of game fish as well. I'm sure they're going to be great for crappie too. You've also got channels and ditches that we've marked. And these channels and ditches, those are going to be these green lines. And if you're wondering why we marked those, is because basically it's more about boat positioning. So being able to position your boat correctly around those creek channels will definitely help you improve your chances of catching fish. So you can see here, like we go in the back of this one, you can see exactly where the creek channel is here. And now if the lake was at full pool, you'd have no idea. But when we draw it down, you'll see how we know that there's a channel or a ditch there. We've also got several different areas where we just put covers. So this could be laydowns, this could be brush, this could be man-made stuff that we want you to check out that we don't know what it is. It could be a hard spot, just all kinds of different things. So we've got all of those marked here for you so you can see those too. We've also got the offshore hotspots. Now, we're not going to talk about those in this video, but we will come back at some point in time and talk about the offshore hotspots for this Steel Creek area. And what we'll do then is we'll use the Navionics mobile app and we'll pull up the contours on this lake and show you why we believe these are offshore spots you need to go take a look at. We've also got several different ramps in this area, so you can see those. Those are here. Really, for as big of an area it is, there wasn't a lot of ramps on this side of the lake, which was interesting to me. Most of them were over here on this side. We've also got rocks. I know it doesn't seem like there's a ton of rocks on Lake Kerr, but there are. Just most of them are kind of hidden. So we've got all these stuff marked for you, all these spots marked for you, having a hard time talking. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over those. So let's go ahead and get started. We've talked about it all now. I'm going to select it all. I'm going to take off the offshore stuff because remember I told you we're going to cover that on a later video. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to view and we're going to take off this sidebar. So now we got a full screen here. And next what we're going to do is we're going to start drawing down the water. And the way we're going to do that is we're just going to really change the date up here. So I click the little history thing and I change the date. And I'm going to draw this back to 2016, 2015, because that's really the best image that we can get. And you'll see here, now you can see all this rock that's right here that we've marked. If I move this up to 2020, you wouldn't really know there was rock there. So that's what I mean is you got to kind of play with the images and see what you can find. Now this is 2016 to 2013. Right now it's in 2013. You kind of never know what you're going to get. So you got to play around with it. But we started right here where it says rock. You can see all this rock in this area as well. Kind of all the same thing here. This point's got some really good rock that comes off the edge of the point out here by the swim area. Then you've got some more man-made rock that's over here off the edge of this point. Now, as we move down, I didn't see too much back in here. A little bit of a pinch point here, maybe fish around some of these points possibly, but nothing too crazy right in there. But as you move down, you get over here by this recreational area. Let me back up and show you. So coming off that point, right here off the side of the recreational area, and I actually messed up. I should have probably, actually we already covered all those, so we'll keep going down. Should see a lot of laydowns right here. And so here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if the laydown pattern was good, you got a real good group of them right in there. You've got a little bit more rock here coming off this point. It's a little bit more unique because it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. So it would be a really good point to fish off of. You've also got a little bit of a rock ledge that comes out here. If I zoom in and show you this, this would look more like a muddy bank, but it looks like it's got some type of a rock formation that's coming off, really off the majority of that point that's right there. So definitely something to take a look at. Going back in here, didn't see too much. Have a little bit of the same thing over here too. You kind of got that little flat there. I don't know if that's concrete, a concrete wall with rock on the edge of it. It's kind of what it looks like, but if it is, those are really good spots to go cranking around and find some good fish. You've got some more of that up here. You've got a boat ramp. This is the J.C. Cooper boat ramp. You've also got some more rock all around that ramp area too. So just fishing in and around that ramp area is probably going to be a pretty good place to go look at. So I'm going to back up here just a little bit, show you where I'm at. We started at that point, worked our way down here to this Cooper boat ramp, and now we're going to go just a little bit further south. As we work our way south, we do have some more rock right here that's off of this point. We've got a couple laydowns you can take a look at back in there. Nothing too crazy right in here. This looks like it could be an old pond just by the way it's set up. You've got a little bit of a pinch point here. Looks like maybe some possible clear water back in there. Maybe something to go check out. Didn't really mark it as anything, but definitely something you could go look at. You've got some more laydowns that are out here. Really big one right here. Then you can see there's another giant one that comes this way too. That's going to be a really good laydown, especially with those being right there off of that point. As we move further down, we got some docks and things that we could look at. Didn't see anything else right in this little pocket, except for there were some rocks that were back here, little man-made riprap, whatever you want to call it. And then as you moved up, there's a little hidden ramp in here. These are the ramps that are good, right? These ramps that don't get used very much are usually the best ones. And this one looks really good. It's got good rock on the side of it. It's got a little rock pile over here. It's got a couple laydowns. So just this little spot in here could be a really good spot to go explore. Now let's back out. We're going to go off to the top of this point, see what else we can find that's up here. Up here, I just wanted you to check because there's something going on here, but I can't tell what it is. But definitely something going on here, right here off the edge of the point. And then over here, you've got this really big laydown that comes way out into the water. So I would definitely look at that. And this point looks like it has some type of debris or rock that comes off of it. It's got to be a good one. Right now, right, we're looking at the water when it's down. So if we bring that water up to, say, 2020, now those laydowns are pretty far out into the water. That rock becomes much more into play. So something to go look at for sure. I'm going to keep moving on. We're going to go off that point. We're going to keep going down south. As we get down here, we're by the Kerr Lake Health Services Management Center, or Key Haven NCSU. As we get down in here, you can see there's some man-made riprap along there. There's some more rock or riprap that's back behind these docks. So if that pattern was good, you've got a couple different areas there. Another lay down here. Wanted you to check this spot that's over here. You can tell something's going on. I don't know if that's rock or debris or what it is, but it's definitely close to, it's close to the bank line. It's definitely something that you'd want to go look at. It looks like some type of cover that's in there for sure. Moving down, we've got some more of that riprap or shallow rock. But again, that can be a really good pattern during certain times of the year. Moving down, these two spots right here are going to be community spots for sure, but the corners of these bridges are always great places to fish. Make sure you stop every time you go underneath them and just throw a few casts at least and see what's going on, because sometimes those can be some of the best places to fish on the entire lake. And you've got good rock and riprap aligning those bridges as well. As you move down in here, you've got some more riprap around the docks. Pretty good laydown that comes out here as well. Get a little bit further down, we've got some more laydowns that are back here around these docks. That one looks pretty good right there. It's pretty healthy, so hopefully it's still there. Also wanted you to check this, because notice this road, right? Sam Brummett Road, how it just conveniently ends right here in the middle of the lake. That means that there's likely this was an old roadbed at some point in time. So you're going to want to check right around in this area and just see if there's any rock piles or debris or anything like that. That would be where this old road used to be. There, it may be all washed up now, but it's definitely a good spot you want to go look at. We're going to move a little bit further back, and as we get down here below the power lines, there's actually a couple ditches back in here that I wanted to show you guys. So if we look really closely, let me see if I can draw this back anymore. Yeah, so if I draw this back to 2009, which the image is horrible, but if I draw this back to 2009, you're going to notice you've got some pretty good little ditches going on right here. It's a really good ditch, or what we would call like a drain. And you've also got another ditch that's going on right in here too. So those can be some pretty good spots, kind of off the beaten path that most people are going to overlook, but they could be some really good areas to go find some fish. Also over here by the power lines, you got some more rock, more laydowns going up this bank line. You can see them. There's several of them there. That one looks really good. It's almost like a brush pile. There's such a big laydown. More shallow rock. And then moving on up, we're going to follow this roadbed or follow this road all the way up. Don't see anything here that I marked, but I do want to point out that you see this light brown that's coming off this point. That means that's going to be a long, extended, kind of shallow tapering point, and those are great places to find fish, especially in the fall. So if you're over here fishing, make sure to go out here and scan around this point right here to see if you can find any activity. As far as these other pockets go, I didn't see too much down in here other than this nice little creek channel that's right here. So we've got that marked for you. You can pretty much see it in this image, but if I draw that back even further, see if I can get it back to that image that we were talking about earlier. Now you can really, really see the creek channel that's there from that 2009 image. So as we move up, we got some more laydowns. I'm going to move that back to an image that actually has some clarity. But we move this up, we've got more laydowns here. Another one that's right in there. And then moving into this pocket, didn't see too much back here until you get way back in here. You got a really good little creek channel that comes here with a pretty decent little swing going on right in this area. It also swings right up here against this point. It looks like you might have some underwater timber right there. You've got some rock over here, some more rock off these points. If I zoom in, you'll be able to see it. Got laydowns and rock. More laydowns back here, and then some additional laydowns that are right here in this section. So definitely some opportunities there back inside of that pocket. Now, as we move on further up, we've got more laydowns that are right here that you can take a look at. We've got a boat ramp you can look at over here. It says Kerr Lake Area 3. And then up here, these look like really, really, really good laydowns right here. Look at these. These two look money. Definitely a spot I would go look at. I love fishing around those laydowns. We already talked about the rock that's going across this. This is the Nutbush Bridge. And then as we move up, we've got some additional more rock that's right here along the bank line. Looks like it might be around that park or whatever it is that's there, or riprap, rock, whatever you want to call it. We've also got another ramp that's here. More riprap going along these two ramps over here as well. Looks like some really nice ramps. Real good fishing dock that actually has some rock that's underneath it. If you look really closely, you can see the point that comes out here. So that is something that you'd want to look at as well. Then we're going to keep moving down. Let me back off a little bit to show you where I'm at. We're right here. We're way down here at the bottom now. But as we move Move on down. There is some additional rock that's right in here, and this looks really, really good. I don't know what this is. Almost looks like an old road bed, but I can't tell if that's what it is or not, but it's definitely something good that you want to fish around. It's probably one of the best looking things we've seen so far. Then we move on down to this bridge down here, Highway 39. Of course, you want to fish around these bridges. Like I said, this is a pretty good rock around those bridges. Nothing going on back in here that I could really pinpoint out for you. A couple laydowns that you can see, maybe a decent little creek channel back there, but nothing too crazy. As we move up here, we get around this island, though, there are some pretty good little rocky areas. The backside of this island has some pretty good rock or scattered rock around it. And then you can see up here, you've also got two big, almost boulders that are over here that you could fish around. And there's something going on right there where I've said check. I can't tell what it is, but it could be like a giant rock or something. It's hard to tell in the image. All these docks look to be pretty shallow just based on how long their walkways are, but they still could be worthy of checking out. And then as you move over here along this point, look at this giant laydown that's back here behind this boat dock. Another giant one over here and another one here. So if these big laydowns are holding fish, you've got three pretty good sized laydowns right here in this section of the lake that can definitely generate some fish for you. Moving on up, see what else we can find. We got another laydown that's there. We've got what it looks like some brush here, but it doesn't look like it's going to get that deep in that area, but you definitely got a brush pile that's right there because it's exposed a little bit. Some additional laydowns that are going on there, and then we're going to get back up here into this first little pocket on the left and just kind of zoom back and show you where we're at. So here's where we're at now. Remember, we started way up there at that point, so now we're right in this area. As we get in here, I didn't see too much in a lot of these pockets, guys. Really, the bank line pretty much looked all the same. So I'm sure when we get into the offshore stuff, that's where we're going to start really being able to tell the differences in the lake. But at least we had plenty of stuff here we can mark. We've got some really good little creek channel here with some good laydowns. If I draw that back again to that 2009, this one's not as good, but you can usually see that creek channel a little bit better when you take it back to 2009. We're going to come out of here. Next pocket, didn't see too much there either. Coming in here, this is by the Weekender Rentals. As we get over here off of this point, there are some pretty decent little laydowns here. A couple right there. And then there's a few more that are back in here as well that you can take a look at. Again, nothing too crazy to mark for you, but it's just whatever the lake has to offer. That's what we're going to mark. You got a good creek channel there too. One spot that I didn't mark, but it's definitely jumping out at me right here as I'm looking just at this Google Earth image. It's going to be right in here. And now that I zoom in, I'm probably going to scratch that off, but maybe come look right in here. I don't know if the waves are pushing this over this point, and that's what's causing this mud look right here. But just see if there's any kind of lip or shelf or wash up or anything like that that's coming off around this point. Originally, I thought it looked like maybe a big, long little point that came in here with the pinch point when we had it pulled back, but not so much once I zoom into it. But maybe just go check that out. And then as we move on up here, we've got some more of that riprap or that rock, right? So we've got some more right here. A little bit more on both the edges of these points too. And then some pretty decent looking little docks that may have some more depth than some of the other ones that we were seeing. Moving on up, some more rocks. This one looks interesting, kind of a little isolated little rock pile that's out there all by itself. And then moving up here, we've got lots of laydowns. Just marked them for you. Anytime I saw the bigger ones, I didn't mark them all, but any of the bigger ones I marked for you guys. You can see them all here. There's another one up there. And then there's a couple more that are up here too. So these are all pretty decent sized laydowns. So again, if you're on that laydown pattern, you can make some pretty good runs right around these areas and find some pretty good laydowns to go check out. You may also want to check out the edge of this point because notice all these laydowns and debris and all that here. It looks like the edge of this point is a hard spot. I can't tell for sure because the imagery is not that great, but it definitely looks like, just from looking at it, that definitely looks like a hard spot off that point. And if it is, that's just going to be a really good spot to go look at just because the way it's positioned on the lake and everything else, it would just be a very high percentage area or high percentage point to go check out. Now, as we keep moving on up here, we're going to see some more rock off these points, some more laydowns in that area, additional laydowns here, all really good laydowns right there. Again, if that laydown thing's going on, you got some pretty good spots, some good riprap right in here, or rock, whatever you want to call it. More rock here, more laydowns. This rock here actually comes off this little point, and I guarantee that's going to be a good spot to look at. It's probably some community hole though, but you definitely want to go look there. Also up here, we've got laydowns. I thought we were at the edge of the point, but we're not there yet. But as we come up the edge here, we're just really pointing out these laydowns. Let's see what I said here by check. Yeah, and you can see here, is this rock? Is this debris? What the heck is it? There's that laydown back there, but this area here, I would want to go do some scanning there, some side scanning, some down scanning, just see what in the world that is and see if there's any fish relating to it. It's definitely different than anything else around it. So I'd say it's probably going to be a good spot to look at. You've also got some stumps that are out here, and I didn't mark this on too many of them, but there's definitely some stumps out here you can go check out. Now you can't see it on this image. Let's see if it's nice enough to us here today. It is going to be. So in 2012, if I get that back, you can see that we're kind of losing the image, but look at all of these stumps that are out here. Those are great places. You can go out and throw jigs, Carolina rigs, crankbaits, stuff like that. Those can be great places to go find fish. And it's not obvious to anybody, right? It's not obvious there's stumps there. Why would there be stumps there? And then all of a sudden you pull the water back and you realize, dang, there's actually a pretty good group of them there. Pretty good points out here as well. You want to look at little underwater point. Then we're going to pull this back. We're going to go into Little Nutbush, looks like now, and work our way down there. And then hopefully, I think we're going to be able to work our way all the way out of this thing. So let's go ahead and just finish up the Steel Creek area today. I'll pick up the pace a little bit just so we don't run out of time here, but I think we should be fine. Got some more laydowns here. I'll point out the rocks. I'll kind of skip the laydowns and point them out to you, but look at the rocks that are right here. That one looks really good too. That's another one of those nice little honey hole rock piles you're going to go check out. Some down in here kind of got the same thing. These look like bigger piles or boulders. I can't tell what they are, but a really good area to go look at right in there. And again, if you're looking here, you're thinking, oh, that's pretty shallow. You're just bank beating, whatever. Well, not really, because if we pull this up to 2020, those rocks are gone. You don't even know that they're there. So it's definitely going to be more of an offshore thing, but really it's not really that far offshore because it's shallow enough to where when the water comes down, we can actually see it exposed. So that's going to be a good area to go look at. You've also got some additional rock that's here off this point. Nothing too crazy, just some scattered rock. But again, anytime you get those hard spots, those are great areas to go look at. Moving down here, more rock right behind those docks, additional rock here off this point too. This is an interesting spot because it looks like just like a little mini little scattered pile. There's nothing else around it, but there does look like there may be some debris or something like that just right in that area, right where I put rock right in that area is where you'd want to go look at. Do some scanning around that point, see what you can find. It's right across from that Steel Creek Marina campground. Moving down here, also wanted you to check out this little point, see what's going on here. This looks like a hard spot, but I can't tell specifically, but I wanted you to check it out. You've got some rock that's back here behind these docks, the rock off these points. Moving down here, of course, you got more docks you can take a look at. Don't think I had anything back in there. That's not to say that that's not going to have fish back in there. I just didn't have anything that I could point out for you. Notice the discoloration of the water, though, back in the very backs of these. That very interesting. It makes you wonder, is there grass back in here? Is that clear water? Just really hard to tell, but definitely something going on right in here. There's a little bit of a transition of something going on right in this area. As you get back here, though, good creek channel. And right in the middle of this thing, you've got like a hard spot. You can see where I put check here. And you want to be careful too running back here because you're going to hit your prop and that stuff if the water's low. But I would look right there. That spot, for whatever reason, really, really intrigues me. And I would also maybe come out here and just scan around, see what's going on. Is this grass? Can we get on the edges of grass and fish? Is that what that is? Just see what this is in the back of these pockets. It's making this water a different color. And if it is grass, find the edges of those lines and fish around it, fish around the grass. All right, as we move on up, we've got more rock here, more laydowns again. And then I think we move up here, we're going to see a lot of laydowns going along these bank line like we did the other one. There's one there. Move on up. I want to show you these two things. You basically have two little ditches that come back here. So this could be a nice little pocket to go fish around in the springtime, even over here as well. And then if you come over here, you've also got a little brush pile that someone's put out here right off the edge of the point, and another pile that's right there too. So Pretty good little point you could go fish right in here, and then you could go back in here and fish these little flats and see if you could find anything back in there. Again, it's more of a springtime, fall time thing, but could be a really good area to go look at. Additional laydowns up in here. So if you had, again, on that laydown pattern, you can go check those out. You got this island that's out here, but further out away from the island. I wanted you to check this because this looks like it could be a hump or a hard spot or something. That could be a buoy. So it'd be just inside that buoy. Start scanning around and see what you can find there. You got some pretty long extended points here. So we need to check these on the outsides of these points. You can see right here. I wanted you to check this. That could just be birds and could be nothing. And it could also be stumps, could be some kind of debris. There's no telling what it is, but even if it's nothing, it's still a really good looking point that comes way out. Looks like it has a nice flat top on it and maybe some drops on each side of it too. You got some more ramps in here. Again, we're getting into this discolored water back here. Notice the green, which makes me think it's some type of a hydrilla or something, but good creek channel back here, laydowns, hard spots to take a look at. Look at this hard spot off here off this point. You can tell it gets really hard. Just looks totally different than everything else around it. And then we move over here. We've got a brush pile that comes off this point. You can start to see it right here. This looks like an interesting point to fish around. If I zoom back, show you guys where I am. That Steel Creek Marina was right here, and I'm just right up here off the top up here, right below. I guess I'm right below the Steel Creek Marina, kind of between the two, between the marina campground and the marina. But here's here's that brush pile right here. You got laydowns out here. You got additional rock that's out here as well. Mark that for you. And then as we move up here, we get around this marina. Obviously, lots of rock around the marina right in here. I don't know if they'll allow you to fish around the marinas in this lake or not, but if you can, I would get up in here and fish around the insides of this little point. You may want to go over here and check to see what that is as well. As you come over here, you got laydowns, and then kind of fingering out from that marina as you go back here in the pocket. Again, you've got that darker water, which means you could have some underwater vegetation. You got a creek channel here, a couple laydowns. That one looks really big, looks really nice. This one right here. You've also got something to check right here. I wasn't sure what this is. If this is a pile or what it is, but something's going on right here off the edge of the point here. You also got another laydown that's up there that you could check out. More laydowns all in this area. This point actually has some pretty good stumps that come off of it. In fact, these 3 points do. So if that stump thing is working for you, you got 3 here, and then you got the one that we just looked at that's south of this area as well. Then we get out here. Here's your fish attractor sites that the state of Virginia put in for us. That's nice. Check those out. Those could either be brush piles or those PVC tubes, but either way, there's some type of a fish attractor you want to go look at. You got to lay down here. Check out these rocks that are back here, these 2 little boulders. Those can collect, 3 or 4 fish, sometimes even more than that. So definitely go check those spots out. More laydowns back in here. Another fish attractor site. Now we're up here by the state park. Kerr Lake State Park, Hibernia group area. I don't know what the heck that means, but that's where we're at. So as we get up here, we've got the boat ramp that's here. We've also got the rock, the little channels that are over here, some more laydowns. Wanted you to check out there. We'll look at that in a second, but let's look at this little pocket that's right in here. As we zoom in here, you're going to notice there's a little rock right here off the edge of this point. There's not a lot of it, but it's like a strip of it that's just right there in that area. Over here, some more of that rock. This almost looks like it's a rock wall or something like that. And then back in here, you got a lot of laydowns, and then some other area I wanted you to check. Just couldn't tell what it is. Some more rock that's going here off this point. Here's you another fish attractor site. And then right here off of this, I wanted you to look at this because, again, it doesn't look like much here. But if I draw this back, hopefully it lets me take it back. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find the image where I saw, but there was something there and I wanted you to check it. So just scan by it, see if there's something there. It looked like it was either a hard spot or rock. Now I can't even get back to the image that we were on, but go look at it. You can see it kind of right there. Just see if there's anything there. There may not be anything there at all. And then moving up here, some more rock. We've got rock around this area. Really good point that's out here. I want you guys to go check out. We'll talk about that on the offshore stuff. Real good riprap right here around these 2 areas. Another area I want you to check, something showing up on the satellites. I just want to go look and see what that is. Here's your riprap. You got more laydowns in this area too. And then we're going to move up here to this pocket. which we're getting pretty close, right? There's the Henderson Point. So we're just going to finish up these little areas and we're done. But as we get in here, let's take a look at this. Here's your riprap. There's a little bit more riprap here in both of these, all these areas off these points. So this is that shallow, rocky stuff, right? But definitely a pattern you want to run at certain times of the year that can be very, very effective. There's another laydown that's in there. Some more laydowns back here by this dock. Look at this laydown back here and these rocks back here. Really good group of rocks right here. Big rocks right there and big giant laydown. That right there is probably a pretty nice little honey hole that you could go check out. You've got another one too that's very similar to it just north of it. So right here. These two spots where I marked the rock. And again, water's up to full pool. You're not really going to know, man, that 2020 image is bad. That's a 2020 image. You see the rock there, but I don't think you would notice that that rock is there in that area. But definitely some good spots to go look at. So go look at those areas. Let's keep moving up, see what else we can find. Wanted you to check this right in here. Looks like rock or debris or something. But if those two little spots work there, that's definitely going to be worth taking a look at. You got more laydowns up here. You got some more rock that comes off these points right here in this area. 3 little spots. That could be a great spot. In fact, if we're looking here, I mean, if you launch somewhere in this area, I would definitely look at those 3 spots back here, right? This area, right here, and then I would hop over and check this out as well. And then, of course, laydowns going on. You got plenty of those to run. You just got a lot of different pattern options with all these different things that we found. Lots of laydowns back here around Jefferson Point. We'll move down and just kind of point out the rocky stuff. Here's a nice little boulder or some kind of underwater rock that's right here. Kind of off beaten path point. Most people are going to zoom past it, but that's definitely going to be a spot you're going to want to look at. You've also got a really good underwater point that comes out here. Good laydowns. Another thing to check here, I can't tell what this is. You can see it coming down. So just wondering if there's anything in this little area right here. Notice these 2 little ridges that are right here. So just wanted you to check that out and see if there was anything around those. Coming over here, we've got a point, and then we got stumps that are out off of these points too. So since we're running out of time here, and I can't get the imagery to work for me today, just trust me. We found those stumps as we were moving the dates back and forth. So you got a pretty good lay down there and the stumps. Let's see if it works for me now. Now it's going to work for me. So 2012, we pull this back a little bit. You notice there's a big laydowns right here. And then here are those stumps. There's some right here. And there's a few out here as well. Pretty cool stuff. Let's move on up, see what else we can find here. I did want you to check this point. We've got rocks and ramps that are up here. You can see all the rocks and the ramps. We'll just stay on this image as long as it allows us to. Moving through here, we got some more rock. Good little rock pile here. Some rock that's way out here off the edge. Good little offshore stuff to take a look at. Some riprap here, shallow, more up on the bank line. Another good rock pile that's right in here. Some more in here, some more laydowns. More riprap. We're actually up here by the Henderson Point boat ramp, so we're almost done. But here's the riprap around Henderson Point. And then the Henderson Point boat ramp, as you come out, this could be a pretty decent little point to check out too, just right there by the boat ramp. And guys, that actually finishes us up for the Steel Creek area. So again, if you want these waypoints, you can go get them. Go out to simplisticfishing.com. We've got this lake plus many, many other lakes to choose from that are out there. Go check it out, simplisticfishing.com. And I'll be back soon with a Steel Creek area offshore hotspots video breakdown. We'll go through the contours on this side, see what we can find from the offshore side, and hopefully put you guys on some fish. So until next time, guys, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.